5 seconds.
Come here, buddy. Come on, Track. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Track.
Come on, buddy.
Everything smells good.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We have a very time-sensitive case because there's an individual that's responsible for the treatment of this animal and 7 others, a total of 8 animals. We have tried for several weeks to identify the location of this individual. So today we've teamed up with some people, and I made the decision that we're going to ask our friends in the community to help us give information for the suspect. And you're going to hear from Julie Lopez from Crime Stoppers, because we're offering up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspect. And that's why it's important. And I've said it from before, as a sheriff and anybody in law enforcement, if you abuse, neglect, beat to death an animal, you're going to do it to a person. So that's why we make it a big deal. That's why we team up with Renee and the animal control, all of our animal activists that are out there. This is why we're a partnership, because we have to protect our companion animals at any cost. So let me tell you the story. On December 29th, 2021, Animal Control got a tip from one of their friends in the neighborhood. These are groups of people that keep a weathered eye out for animals that are being abused and neglected. There are people that actually have patrols that go out to find animals that are abused and neglected. During the wintertime, make sure they have housing, make sure they have water, and they have food. I mean, all the things that sometimes you take for granted. And they identified a house that had these dogs, 8 total, that were being neglected. They got a hold of Animal Control. Animal Control got a hold of the Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Walker from the Detective Bureau, who's part of the assignment of Animal Control and animal abuse and neglect. We sent our officers out there, and we rescued these dogs. But this is what Thrax was like. And I'm going to get a copy of all these pictures to all the media so you can see. And these are disturbing. They're disturbing, and I understand. But Thrax was tied to a tree, and because he hadn't been even 1 ounce of attention, that dog was tied to that tree for over a week. Had no food, no water, tied exactly like that, which is the reason why he lost his leg. Because on further examination, Thrax's left rear leg, the leash had wrapped around it, cutting off all blood supply for a week. The leg and the paw were already dead. The infection had set in. In medical terms, that it already had what we call necrosis, so skin sloughing and dying, the infection that could seriously go through the whole body of any living organism. This dog was, within a short amount of time, just destined for death if it wasn't for the process that I just explained. On further examination, Thrax, when they were rescued with his 7 other family friends, was not only skittish, but scared yet brave. And so they were able to take this dog with the other 7, this is the only one that had the most trauma, over here to Animal Control, and within the next 24 hours trying to save the leg, unable to do it, Thrax's left rear leg was amputated. Now Thrax is, as you can see, a well-behaved dog. From the minute these dogs were actually rescued, it's almost like something clicked that those there are there to help. They weren't aggressive. All 8 dogs came in voluntarily. It's like they wanted to be rescued and Thrax wanted to be saved. And the reason we bring it to you is because the individual who is responsible is already a convicted felon. And not only that, when we held our event here in June of 2021, this whole place was filled with people that if you have a financial need, if you want to get your dogs chipped, if you want to get them vaccinated with heartworm medicine, if you wanted to take care of your dogs, Animal Control, the Sheriff's Office, our community, all of our friends out there, we held an event here. Thrax was at that event. The person I'm going to show you was here. Had all the tools, had all the resources to their fingertips. Right here, our sheriff's deputies, the detectives, some of which are watching right over there, actually held these dogs on a leash so the owner could go out and get some information. Thrax was 30 pounds heavier in June of 2021. So you can't say, I don't know what to do, I wasn't here. The owner, the one responsible you're about to see, had all that at his fingertips. And that's who it is right there. That's Christopher Hatchett. And this is where we need the community, because we haven't found them. And we don't want anybody to take matters in their own hands, but we want information as to where Hatchet is. The Genesee County prosecutor, David Layton, and his fearless APA, Janet McLaren, they wrote count 1, torturing an animal. Count 2, animal cruelty. And as I mentioned, he's a convicted felon, so they hit him with habitual offender, which is a 5-year felony. Now, Christopher Hatchet's 40 years old. You got a good look at him. We need you to use what we have already in place to give us information as to where he is, because we're going to find out what happened. We're going to get him to forfeit these dogs so they can go be adopted to good homes of people that are watching right now. I bring up our dear friend Julie Lopez. Julie is the director of Crime Stoppers here and is going to offer that cash reward, and that's why we work with our friends. So Julie Lopez from Crime Stoppers.
Thank you. Crime Stoppers is offering a reward of up to $1,000 for any information that helps lead to the arrest of this person who did this horrific crime. Our phone number is 1-800-422-JAIL. We also have P3 Tips mobile app, and of course crimestoppersoflint.com is our website. All of those methods are 100% anonymous, and we get that information directly to the sheriff's office anonymously. So not only do we offer the cash reward, but also the anonymity if it is needed for anybody who has information on this case or any other abuse case with the animal control or any other information. We want to help the community stay safe, help these animals, and keep our tipsters anonymous. So thank you for any information that you have.
And that also goes for information for any other crime that you have. Crime Stoppers works with law enforcement in this community to send tips to lead to the closure of these cases. So that's where a great partner. I also want to interview, and then I want to get a chance for you to meet Thrax. Renee is the deputy director here at Animal Control. And if you would tell the friends out there, what does the Animal Control do for animals like Thrax? And how can they adopt either maybe these down the road or any other animal?
Well, first of all, for adoption, if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/adoptgsac, you can do a...
No, she's good. She's mic'd up.
You can do a private message, and within an hour, we'll get back with you about setting up an appointment for an adoption. But what we do for these dogs is we love them. We've got incredible staff. We have incredible volunteers. They're spending time with them. They're teaching them to sit. They're teaching them what it's like to be loved and getting them ready for their forever home.
So I'm not trying to be melodramatic at the end, but check this out. A dog with 3 legs that just came out of surgery. Watch this. Thrax, sit. Sit, Thrax. Go on, sit down. There you go. You got to get there you go. Sit. Look at that. There you go. Now that's a good dog. So let me just say this. We work with our friends. We're working with you. Again, that guy is wanted for the arrest that has an active warrant by the prosecutor for these charges that I just mentioned. If you have information, you call
1-800-422-JAIL.
and we'll get the information to where it needs to go, and we'll find this individual. Again, any adoption that you want for Animal Control, go to their Facebook. They'll reach out to you. This and any other animal, they're available. And I appreciate all that you do to make what we do easier every day to protect our community, including our companion animals. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Who wants to meet Thrax? I can tell. Here you go. I'm going to give you a milk mode.
Sorry.
There you are.
We were like that.
Thrax.